Very good morning, everyone. Today we are going to study some very important topics about marketing research. So, this is the index of topics that we are going to discuss in today's class. First topic we have data collection types and sources of secondary data. After that, we have basis method of collecting data. Apart from that, we have different method of communication as well as tabulation. In addition to that, we are going to study analysis and interpretation of data as well as questionnaire planning and execution. So before understanding these topics, let's understand why we need to study these topics. So basically, understanding data collection, types of secondary data, method of collecting data is crucial because data is backbone of any research or business decision. Without accurate data, conclusion may be wrong, strategies may be fail, and resources can be wasted. So it's very important to collect data systematically, and studying these topics help us to know how to gather reliable information, where to find it, and how to use it effectively for research. As well as we can use the data in case of marketing and also use data for policy making or any analytical work. So let's understand the first topic, that is data collection. So basically data collection is the process of gathering information or facts systematically to address a research problem or make informed decision. डाटा कलेक्शन क्या है? एक प्रोसेस है जिसके थ्रू हम इंफॉर्मेशन को कलेक्ट करते हैं सिस्टेमेटिक तरीके से. नेक्स्ट वी हैव द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ डाटा कलेक्शन. इट इंश्योर द रिसर्च इज बेस्ड ऑन फैक्ट्स, not based on assumptions, and it also helps in analyzing trends, pattern and behavior. It also supports the decision making in businesses, education, health and government. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, एक जो कंपनी है, अगर उसको नया सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक क्या है मार्केट में लॉन्च करना है, तो उससे पहले उस कंपनी ने क्या किया, डाटा कलेक्ट किया कि बेसिकली जिस डाटा में के थ्रू वो जानना चाह रहे थे कि जो कंज्यूमर हैं उनकी प्रेफरेंसेस क्या हैं, किस टाइप का फ्लेवर है जो कि वो लाइक करते हैं, कौन सा एज ग्रुप है जो कि इस सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक को जो कंज्यूम करेगा, कौन कौन से कॉम्पिटिटर हैं जो ऑलरेडी इस प्रोडक्ट को मार्केट में लॉन्च कर दिया है, जिन्होंने, प्राइसिंग क्या होगी उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट की. नेक्स्ट वी हैव types and sources of secondary data. So basically secondary data that has already been collected by someone else for some purpose which researcher can use for their study. And sources of secondary data, we have two type of sources, internal sources and external sources. Internal sources which include sales record, financial report, customer feedback as well as previous survey. For example, a store analyzing past purchase data to understand customer trend. And if we talk about the external sources, which include government publication, research report, newspaper, journal, website, industry report. For example, a student using census data for a research product or population trend. Next we have importance of secondary data. So basically it is available easily, and this secondary data is collected by someone else, so it saves the time as well as cost compared to the collecting primary data. It also provides the background information and context for research, and it also helps to refine research question for primary data collection. If we talk about the limitations of secondary data, it may be outdated or irrelevant because when someone else collected this secondary data for that purpose, for his purpose, for a particular purpose, but maybe that data is not relevant for the today's studies or your studies. And second limitation we have, quality and accuracy may be uncertain, so you're not that much sure the quality of data is accurate or relevant to your study or not. Next topic we have basic method of collecting data. So there are several methods depending on whether you are collecting primary or secondary data. So first method we have observation method. Collecting data by watching behavior or events. For example, a researcher noting customer behavior in a supermarket. So this is the example of observation method. Second, we have survey and questionnaire method. Here the researcher asks question to the people regarding a particular topic. For example, an online survey asking user their favorite social media platform. Next method we have interview method. So basically here researcher ask the question to the customer to collect the detail. For example, a healthcare researcher interviewing patient about treatment satisfaction. And next we have experiment method. So basically in this method the researcher collect data by conducting control experiment. For example, testing the effect of different fertilizer types on plant growth. Next we have use of secondary sources. So using existing data from books, article, report and databases. For example, using World Bank report to study global economic trend. Okay, so this is the summary of all the topics that we already discussed in the previous slides. So first topic was data collection, which means the systematic process of gathering information. For example, a company collecting customer preferences for a new drink. Second topic we have secondary data, which means data already collected by someone else. For example, census data for population study. Next we have sources of secondary data. We have two sources, internal as well as external sources. Internal sources which include sales records, report, and external sources which include government and journal. For example, sales report for a store and industry report from government. Next topic we have method of collecting data, which include observation, survey, interview, experiment, secondary sources. For example, watching customer behavior online, survey, interview, experiment, and using research report. Next topic we have different method of communication. So we have different method of communication. So first of all, let's understand what is the meaning of communication. So basically communication is the exchange of information, ideas, thoughts and emotions between individuals or group. It is crucial in personal, academic and professional setting. If we talk about the types of communication, it is verbal communication, which involves the use of spoken or written word to convey messages. And second we have oral communication, which include face to face communication, telephonic communication, meeting and conferences. And after that we have public speaking. And these are the advantages of oral communication. It is quick feedback and immediate clarification. It also helps in personal bonding and understanding emotions. If we talk about the disadvantages, so it is subject to misinterpretation based on tone and delivery. Next we have written communication. So basically written communication, which include letters, emails, report, memos. And if we talk about the advantages of written communication, it provides a permanent record and can be revised and reviewed before sending. And if we talk about the disadvantages of written communication, it's lack the immediate feedback, can be misinterpreted without tone or gesture. Next we have non-verbal communication. So basically, non-verbal communication is the transmission of messages without spoken or written word, like body language, which include facial expression, gesture, posture. And if we talk about the eye contact, which include the signal confidence, attentiveness. For example, lack of eye contact can indicate dishonesty or shyness. Next we have tone of voice, which include pitch, volume, speed of speech, affect interpretation. And after that we have proxemics, which include the intimate zone, personal zone, social zone, and public zone. So basically, intimate zone is between the 0 and 18 inches. And if we talk about the personal zone, it is between 18 inches to 4 feet. And we can use this personal zone while talking with your friends. And next we have social zone. It is between 4 to 12 feet. It is used in professional setting. Next we have public zone. It is more than 12 feet. It is used for public speaking. Next we have advantages of non-verbal communication. It enhances the verbal communication by adding meaning, and it also expresses emotions effectively. If we talk about the disadvantages, can be misinterpreted due to cultural differences and lacks detailed expression compared to verbal communication. Next we have visual communication, which include the charts and graph, infographic, symbol and sign. Next we have digital communication. With the technological advancement, digital communication has become a dominant form of interaction. Mode of digital communication, which include emails, social media, messaging app, video conferencing. If we talk about the advantages of digital communication, it is instant and cost effective. It can reach a global audience. And if we talk about the disadvantages, there may be the privacy concern and lacks the personal touch compared to face communication. Next we have tabulation. Tabulation is the method of arranging data in a systematic way using rows and columns for easy comparison and analysis. So we have three types of tabulation. First we have simple tabulation. In case of simple tabulation, it displays the data on a single variable. Okay, for example, number of customer purchasing different brands of skincare product. Here you can see in the table there are three brands A, B, C, and brand A. So 150 customer buy product of brand A and 120 customer who buy the product of brand B, and 180 customer who buy the product of brand C. Next we have double tabulation. It includes two interrelated variables. For example, the number of male and female customer buying different brands. Here in this table you can see clearly there are three brands, and male customer, only 70 customer, male customer who purchase brand A product, and 80 female customer who purchase brand A product. In the similar way, 60 male customer who purchase brand B product and 60 female customer who purchase brands B products. Next we have complex tabulation. So basically in the complex tabulation, here include the multiple interrelated variables. In this table you can see clearly here is the age group, which is between the 18 to 25 age group, and second age group we have 26 to 35, and third age group we have 36 plus, and we have another columns in which male and female, you can see that clearly these are the total male and total female in the particular age group. So next we have analysis and interpretation of data. So basically, data analysis involves processing collected information to identify pattern and relationship. Steps in data analysis. First, we want to collect the data by using different methods, by survey method, interview method, or secondary sources. After collecting the data, we have to clean the data, which means removing error, inconsistencies or duplicate values, and after that classify the data, which means grouping data based on specific characteristics, and present data using with the help of chart, graph and tables, and after that analyze that data and interpret that data and draw the meaningful conclusion based on analysis. So next we have types of data analysis. So we have 4 type of data analysis. First, we have descriptive analysis, comparative analysis, and trend analysis, and inferential analysis. Next we have questionnaire planning and execution. So these are the steps in questionnaire planning. Define objective, and second step we have target audience. Third, we have question clarity, logical flow, pilot testing, and after that we have execution of questionnaire, which include choose mode of distribution and ensure response rate, data collection, analysis and interpretation. So come to the conclusion part. So by studying data collection, types of secondary data, method of collecting data, planning is essential for conducting effective research and making informed decisions, understanding trend, behavior and need. Organizing data through tabulation and analyzing it carefully, it ensures that raw information is transformed into meaningful insight. Clear and appropriate communication method help us to convey these insights effectively to the right audience. Meanwhile, well-planned questionnaire allow researcher to gather reliable and relevant information. Together, these skills enable researcher and businessmen and organization to make decisions that are evidence-based, accurate and actionable, ultimately saving time, reducing error and improving outcomes. So that is all about for the today's class. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Keep learning. Keep growing.